Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where today we have the Rebeltech Amazing Yamaguchi Moonknight figure by Kyoto. Yeah, I finally got him and I'm so hyped for this. This is my first Amazing Yamaguchi and if all goes well, it will not be my last because I plan on picking up the new Batman when that releases. Flash is already out and I might pick him up. I'm gonna get Spidey 2.0. I have that pre-ordered. Same with the Iron Spider regular edition, not the black edition, which I would like that, but I don't really need two Iron Spiders in the collection. I already have a Prowler. It's not Aaron Davis, but it's a Prowler figure, so I just use that as Aaron Davis. It is technically Hobie Brown's suit, but whatever. But I gotta say, the packaging is nice and sexy. For any figure that wasn't Amazing Yamaguchi, I would like this. But I really loved the OG packaging for Amazing Yamaguchi figures from what I saw. Because I've seen hella reviews for these guys. I never got the complaints about them. I always thought they looked so cool. Even the older ones. Like, the only two that looked off to me were Gambit and Psylocke. I guess Wonder Woman has a really long neck too. But besides that, I really like these figures. I mean, they're getting better, obviously. Aesthetics are getting a lot better, and that's good. But I like the anime aesthetic. So, yeah. And, I mean, we'll see if I like the articulation. I haven't messed with him at all. Literally just got him. I got him in, and then I ate my lunch so I could review. I washed my hands, obviously, because he's white. And I do not want to stain this figure. But, yeah, that's the packaging. Very nice and sleek and sexy. Alright, and then you got the non-piratable holographic sticker thing. Alright, and I already have him out. I didn't, this is how he comes out in the package. I haven't played with him at all, but he comes out like this. And then he has this, the instructions, which I cannot read because this is an imported figure. I did get it from Big Bag Toy Store, but it's an imported figure. And then he also has a stand taped to the back, which I find funny that no one ever talks about these stands. It's basically the same as like a Figma or a Mafex stand, Mafex, whatever you want to say. But the base is a little bit more thick and sturdy, which is good. I don't really like Mafex stands. I think they suck cock. They break too easily, so I will probably use this because this isn't the exact Mafex clamp. I think this is the kind that won't break as easily, but yeah. So yeah, let's take a look at this guy. Let's open him up, and we will get him out. Alright, we'll take a look at his accessories in a minute. So he comes out with a lot of plastic around him. Oh yeah, a lot of plastic. Okay, so, and you can just pop these figures apart, I believe. Let me pause this and take all the plastic off. Alrighty, so I popped this guy apart to take all the plastic off, and the first thing I noticed was the articulation setup. So I just wanted to, this is not anything I've seen before. So you can actually take the ab piece off, and it's like a tube. It's so weird. I've never seen this setup before. I mean, obviously, I'm not the biggest, I don't know a lot about, like, terms of articulation and stuff, but I've just never seen that. But you have a ball joint, like, going down in there, and then you plug it back in. If it'll go back in, it's kind of tough. Alright. But that's good, because we don't want it loose. I know that's been a problem in the past with Amazing Yamaguchi figures, is they can get pretty loose in some areas. Now, people always say that Amazing Yamaguchi Rebeltech figures, you know, they always say that, sorry, I gotta scoot my seat up a little bit. They always say that they don't look good standing up and down. They always look awkward, that people say, but I don't think they do. I mean, obviously this is the better aesthetic-wise, but even from what I've seen, I don't think they look that awkward. I like the look of them. Obviously, they're meant to be posed around and played with, like, a lot, but I just think they look so good. These are, in my opinion, just from playing with this for a few minutes, not even really putting it in poses or anything, just feeling it, this feels so much better than, like, a Mafex. I don't know if it feels as good as a Mezco to me, because Mezco is just my favorite toy brand, I think. I know. I love a Mezco, but this is better than the Mezco Moonknight. I have to say that. But spoilers. We'll get to that later. So as far as aesthetics, just look at this guy. This is a more, I'd say, more modern take on Moonknight. This is like the more armored. It's the white suit, but it's the armor-like looking white suit. Because there's gray up in there, and you got like the divots that look like he screwed the armor pieces onto the actual suit, which I like. I like the way that looks. It looks so cool. And then you got, obviously, you got the hood. You got the cape, which does have a bendy wire in it, which is very nice. It's all around it. And there's even some in the actual seam. Like, there's a seam that goes down the middle. And there's even a bendy wire in that, which is really cool. This is a beautiful cape. So, this is my first time ever playing with an amazing Yamaguchi, so I want to, learn, I guess, how to articulate the guy. He looks so cool, but, never played with one of these before, and I had trouble with Mafex at first, so I might have some trouble with these. I mean, Mafex was really just because those figures are so fragile, but this guy, he feels, that's something people also don't say. This one, or at least for this one, I don't know, I don't have any others. This one feels sturdy. He is a hunk of plastic. Like, just comparing him to a Mafex. Mafexes feel nice, well, some of them feel nice. But this guy just feels so well made. I love it. So as far as arms go, he can lift up that far, which is so good. And then, you got to shift right there, I think. Because that's a Rebel Tech joint. You can see the ball in there. But, you get shift around, like, instead of just having a bicep swivel, it actually shifts around in there, which is cool. And then you have a double jointed elbow that gets past 90, which is good, like, for all that muscle and armor. That's so good. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And you can also shift that around, so you can get your, get your arm down to the side, like, in front of him. You can make him throw a punch if you need to. And then he has this weird thing, which is like a armpit joint, I guess. Which, I mean, hell, if it gets me better articulation, I'm cool with that. And then for hands, I actually don't know how does the hands work. So there's a joint in there, obviously there's a joint in there. But it's basically your standard, ball joint type of, I don't know what you call it, ball hinge, I think. Like I said, I don't know terms for articulation very well. And then for the head, he can look down that much and then look up that much. So the head range isn't the best I've seen, but it's also not terrible. Maybe you can, you could actually take that off if you wanted to. Because that's like just the collar. I think you could just literally take that off and then you can get him in way better looking down and pretty good looking up too. So if you don't mind having that black in there, I think that's pretty cool. But we're going to put that on just for sake of aesthetics. It's a nice popped collar. And then put that back in. Oh yeah. And then for torso articulation, he can go all together that far forward, and that far back. But independently, he has a joint right there that you can push in. And then the range of this one goes in that far. So, but like I said, all together, you get that much. And then you have pretty good torso tilt. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's good head tilt too. For a guy in a hood, it's pretty good head tilt. And then he can kick forward that far, which doesn't seem like a lot for people that always say Amazing Yamaguchi Rebel Tech figures go, like, move like crazy. It doesn't seem like a lot to me, but I think, yeah, you can finagle it around and get him to kick pretty up there. And then you can kick back that far. You can kick out to the side that far. And then you do have like a thigh joint, I think, right? Yeah, it's an independent thigh joint of that actual piece. So if you want to move that around. And then double jointed knee that kicks his own butt very well. And then he actually has a kind of ankle, or not ankle, but shin. It doesn't really do a lot, so there's really no point in moving that. And then he has hinge down, hinge up, and then a good side to side. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can tell you right now, this is replacing the Mezco. I mean, it already was replacing the Mezco. That's why I got it, but because I wanted to turn that into a Mr. Knight custom. But, and then you got the bendy wire. And that bends very, very well. Oh my gosh. So we're going to put him in the back. And then we're going to get to his accessories. So, let's pull these puppies out. Let's shift the camera a little bit. Move him over here. Alright. So as far as accessories go, first you have these things, which are like, they go on the shoulders, so from behind, if you can see that, you get these joints, whatever you want to call them, that you just plug these into, but they don't plug very well in, from what I can tell. I mean, they do go in sometimes, but you have to really work with it. And low-key, it's just really not my favorite look anyway, so I really don't need this popped out, I wouldn't call it the collar, but it's like just like a popped out shoulder piece look, so I can't get them on there. They're very bad. Those are a part of this figure that are a minus. They're not the best, but I'm not gonna use them anyway, so I don't really care that much. And then let me get my tweezers out. We'll pull out the rest of the accessories. So for heads, you get these two alternate, well, face plates. Not really heads, but... So you get a more angry looking head. Yeah, so he's looking more angry, screaming, beating the brakes off someone. And this one's a more shocked, caught him by surprise look. And that's how you get, if you get the deluxe, or it's not really a deluxe, but the pre-order bonus, I think it is, or exclusive. It's an exclusive, I think, to the Kyoto site, I believe. He comes with a black faceplate, which I do not like. I don't like that they don't just give that with everyone. If you're gonna give someone an exclusive, I think it needs to be a part that is not a need. I think for Moon Knight, the black faceplate is a need. And I also think there should have been an extra black faceplate with the eyes red, like the OG look. Because, yes, I'm a very big Moon Knight fan. And that just kind of pisses me off a little bit. But for hands-wise, he gets 5 extra sets plus the fists. He gets these gripping trigger finger hands, which you might be thinking, why the hell does Moon Knight need a trigger finger? He doesn't come with guns, but there was a run where he had Khonshu guns, and he shot, like, magic bullets and shit, and so you can use those. And then you have, like, but you can also just use these for his other accessories, which I'll show off. And then you got, like, this one kind of with pinky out, and that's, like, the actual gripping hand. And then you got his Moon Knight, like, his little moon blades, crescent blades, in between his fingers, like he's slashing like Wolverine. And then you got these relaxed hands, and then you got these splayed out hands, and then it's mirrored on every side. And those all look very nice. They are all nicely painted. Is that painted, or is that just molded plastic? Either way, they look very nice. And then you get 2 moon blades, crescent blades, whatever you want to call them. You get 2 of them. And then you get a pair of billy clubs, whatever you want to call them. Billy clubs is what I go with. And then you got the extended version where you can say put them together or whatever. And then you get these, which in the solicitations and everything, the product shots, I was like, are those a lock piece? Does that like go on his belt or something? No, they actually plug in on the back. And there's some holes back here. Just plug them right on in. Well, if I could see, I could plug them right on in. Things don't want to plug into this figure very well. I will say that. I think this is something that might be a problem. I might need to heat him up to get them plugged in. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, this is not one to go in. Well, anyway, I got one kind of halfway in, but you can just like slide these in through it, and then he can hold them on his back. Well, it fell off, but you can kind of like get them in there on his back. But yeah, that's a good idea. I just wish it was easier to swap them out. And then for the faces, let's see how you swap those out. So I'm going to take the head off to swap them out, which I think is probably the smartest decision. And we'll see how that works. I mean, I own a couple Figmas and a couple SH Figure Arts, so I'm pretty familiar with face swapping technology, if you want to call it technology. But yeah, this guy does not want to swap parts out. Alright, maybe I won't swap those out on camera. Maybe I'll do that later, and I'll get back to y'all with it in an update video that is probably going to happen with a lot of things. We'll see. But overall, let's get this guy standing up straight as possible. Overall, I think this guy is very fun. He gets in way better poses than the Mezco. And the Mezco is fun, don't get me wrong, and I just messed up the camera, damn it. I'm gonna get him standing. Come on. I hope that's not gonna be a problem. Here, we'll put him back there so I can do size comparisons next. But don't get me wrong, the Mezco is really good. Really good. One of my favorite figures. But, you know, it's showing its age a little bit, and it's hindered in places. It's not one of Mezco's best figures, but it's still a good figure. Okay, so next, we're going to get into size comparisons. So we're going to start out with, the Mezco Moonknight, and this is just what the Mezco Moonknight looks like. And they're pretty good in size-wise. I mean, the Mezco's a little bit taller, but overall, they look good. And you can see I'm trying to turn this into a Mr. Knight custom. We'll see how that works out. I might just buy the Aton customs. And then, next we're going to go my favorite DC character. We'll go, well, my favorite character of all time, really. But we're going to put Nightwing up against him. And then we'll go my favorite Mafex Spider-Man because he just moves the best. The black suit. And these two are going to definitely get some team-ups together. You know it. And then we'll get... who else do I want to put in there? Obviously, I'm going to put some more, but I'm trying to figure out who I want to... We'll go with the next two. Mafex Spider-Man. And yeah, these probably will have a team-up together too. But the one that's definitely going to have a team-up is Scarlet Spider, because these are two that I associate with Midnight Suns, and that's kind of why I picked this guy up. I recently replayed the Midnight Suns game, the Fire Axis game, and I bought all the DLC and beat all that too. And Moon Knight's not in that game, but when I think of Midnight Suns, I think of Moon Knight. So I had to get some Midnight Suns characters. And then we're going to go Marvel Legends Hulk, and you can see he towers over him. Doesn't even fit in the screen, but that's a good size. So, and then we'll do my two favorite Wolverine figures, the Mezco, and yes, he's too tall, but I say it every time, but he's still fun. And then my favorite Marvel Legends Wolverine is this guy. I love this guy. I didn't even replace the claws like I thought I wanted to, and I put swords on him because it's funny to have swords on a Wolverine figure. And then we're going to go my favorite Spider-Man Marvel Legends. I'm not even going to put him in a standing up pose. You can just see what he looks like crunched down because I have other Marvel Legends Spider-Man that will look good. And then we got the Miles. And then we've got the two best Spider-Man Marvel Legends, the Renew Your Vows. And these two work well together, size-wise, I'd say. But this is my favorite size because this is the best Spider-Man figure. Best Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure. Don't care what anyone has to say about it. You're wrong. Next, we're going to go the Sentinel Toys Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. Also, one of my favorite Spider-Men. Got him. And then we'll go Mezco... Mezco who? Who do we want to go Mezco with? We'll go Mezco, John Constantine, And yeah, they look pretty good together. They might do some team-ups. If I ever do a Justice League Dark and Midnight Suns clash, that will very much work. And then next we got my last two Mezco that I'll be showing off. We got the, not showing off, but you know, doing size comparisons with. We got the Mezco Deadpool and the Mezco Batman, and Batman is just a little bit taller with the ears. And people often call Moon Knight the Marvel Batman, which is just really not. I think that's not fair to the Moon Knight character, because he's much more than that. And then we have the SH Figure Art Zorro, my baby boy, my favorite character. And then we also got the Luffy, and I do have to get a Sanji in the future, but that might take a minute, because I honestly, I don't know. I had to buy upgrade kit for his belt, and so that'll be coming eventually too. And yeah, guys, so that is the Moon Knight, the amazing Yamaguchi Moonknight figure. I am very happy to have this guy in my collection, and I can't wait to get the Deadpool and the Spider-Man and the other Spider-Man and the Spider-Gwen and probably Carnage eventually. I don't know about Venom. And whoever else they release, you know, Flash. I'm gonna get the Batman in the future. Supergirl looks dope. I think I'll do Mezco Superman because I want my Superman to be bigger. So I'll probably do Mezco Superman. Plus, I don't think Amazing Yamaguchi like bareface figures are my favorite aesthetically wise. Like, they look anime, which is cool, but they don't really blend in that much with the rest of my figures. But also, I don't care that much. It's just I really want the Mezco. And then I really think that Amazing Yamaguchi needs to do a Daredevil figure and then a Nightwing figure. Oh, those two would hit it out of the park with those two. They would hit it out of the park. And then since we have Gwen, we need to get a Miles up in here, guys. What are you doing? We got to get a Miles Morales. And oh yeah, and Agent Venom. Obviously, I can't wait to pick that guy up. That is one that my favorite version of Venom. I'm picking that guy up immediately as soon as I can. But yeah. So I recommend getting this guy if you have the means. A lot of places have him back up. He was out of stock for a little while. Big Bad Toy Store has him for $119. I think if you could get a better price, try, because I was gonna buy him on AmiAmi, but he went out of stock right when I was about to check out, and I would have only spent $80 on him doing that. So I recommend trying to get a better price, but I don't know if you're getting a better price than $120. Most people on eBay are reselling him for like $140. So, but just so you know, Big Bad Toy Store does have him in stock, and he is really dope. Probably the best Moon Knight figure we're ever gonna get, which is awesome because we're finally getting good Moon Knight figures. It's so crazy that a character like Moon Knight gets good action figures. It's just so nice. I hope they do a repaint of him in black and white, because that is my favorite look for Moon Knight. Like, I love all the other looks. Mr. Knight's awesome. This looks awesome. Classic Moon Knight's awesome. But something about the black and white just makes me so happy. The Jake Lockley look. But yeah, guys. I'm sorry I rambled a lot. I have a few more figures that I also got today that I might take a look at. The Marvel Knights Wave, Daredevil, and Blade, because like I said, I want Midnight Suns, so I'm picking those guys up. And then they just announced that new cel-shaded Daredevil, which I will be picking up as well, eventually. And then I gotta get a Ghost Rider. I've got a Venom. I've got my Midnight Suns team filling out. I already have Magic, which I'm trying to get all the characters from the game that I cared about for like the actual Midnight Suns team. I don't need the Avengers. I don't need a Captain Marvel or everything, but I want to get the actual Midnight Suns. Like, I want to get a good Doctor Strange. I'm probably gonna pick up a good, like, a Nico. Not a good. Their Marvel Legends women figures are not good, so a Nico. I already got a Wolverine, but I'll probably pick up a regular dressed Logan, because I mean, that 2-pack with Sabretooth looks so good, so I have to. And, you know, Black Suit Spider-Man will probably get put in there because he's in the game, like, Spider-Man's in the game. This is the Spider-Man I associate with Midnight Suns, so I'll be using him. I gotta get an Elsa Bloodstone because I just love Elsa Bloodstone. We gotta get Man-Thing. So I'll be probably the Marvel figures that will be being bought for the next few months will be either X-Men related or Midnight Suns related, and then I also am probably going to pick up a Spider-Gwen, just a regular Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen for now. But yeah, rambling aside, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.